What's up guys, it's Scoopman5000 and today we're doing another action figure review looking at the Marvel Legends Deadpool 2, Deadpool, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. And as you can see, I got excited. I've had this for a few days and I just had to rip it out of the packaging, especially for Deadpool for obvious reasons, but it's the same box we've been getting with these X-Men anniversary figures. This one obviously just done up in the Deadpool theme. So it's the red box with the Sharpie effect all over it and the Deadpool sticker slapped all over, and just a nice window box presentation. You get a whole bunch of accessories with these two. As you can see, I've equipped most of them already, but there is some more to go over. But we'll just imagine that the box is nice and full right now. You can get a view of the front window. On the top, it's that X-Men Legends theme with a Deadpool sticker on top. And then on each side, you get an artwork. So here's Negasonic, and now the other one, here's Deadpool. And it's those same artworks that you get on the back. And just like those X-Men figures, these are kind of like silhouette images, I guess you could say. It's not so much a big deal for Deadpool, but even for Negasonic, it's definitely not really the likeness of Brianna Hildebrand here. And you can see it's got like their real names over here and then crossed out and put their superhero names. And then on the bottom, here's the UPC. And I actually saw this pack in Target. I ordered this off Amazon, but of course, as soon as I get it from Amazon, they show up in stores. But with that out of the way, they're already opened up, but let's go ahead. We'll take a proper look at Negasonic and then Deadpool. And here's Negasonic out of the packaging, and for accessories you get a few things here. So she comes with these open hands that she can use with her powers, and then she also does get fisted hands. And then to pair back with those open hands, you get these flame effects to represent her mutant powers. And that's definitely the way that she's meant to be displayed, I think, from this set. And those little pieces, they're kind of just like this soft rubbery material. They just kind of wrap around the forearms and the hands. It's not the most secure fit, but once you get it there, it's really not going to be going anywhere. But then what you're left with is a pretty decent figure. I guess I could understand why she's packed in with Deadpool. Maybe she wouldn't have sold so well on her own. Obviously, Deadpool's what you're paying the price for, but this is a good figure, and it's just filling out your Deadpool movie figures. I think the only other character I would have preferred in this set would have been Juggernaut, but maybe they're going to make a Juggernaut Colossus set like they did for the Marvel 80th, but we can get those movie versions with the prison suit Juggernaut and then a more movie version of Colossus. That would be amazing. But as for Negasonic Teenage Warhead, if you go to her face scan, it looks like the actress. It looks good. I think maybe the expression is a little bit off. There's always something a little bit off, it seems, with these movie figures from the X-Men series that we've been getting so far. They're just like almost there, but there's just something throwing it off. And overall, I just think the expression here could have used something just to kind of spice it up, I guess, and kind of hide the imperfections of the likeness. But it does have all sorts of nice little details. You can see the earring here and then the longer earring on the other side. And it's got that real scan face printing. So the eyes are printed well, the lips, the eyebrows, everything like that. But again, just the facial expression is just a little bit blank, a little bit mindless looking, I guess. That'd be my only complaint with the figure, really. The hair looks really good, sculpted well. Going down to her suit, this is like the more smaller teen body that they use from Marvel Legends. It looks like from the waist down, but the top half of the figure looks new to me. In the first movie, it was a bit of a different costume where it was just like a yellow with no logos or anything. This is much more X-Men. It has the official logo, everything like that. And there is a bit of a texture here, like a suit texture on the yellow. It doesn't really pop that much, but it is there. And then you get these shoulder pauldrons. They're kind of like a gunmetal color. Those are sculpted over on top of this suit sculpt. And then down at the gloves, you got the fingerless gloves with some more of that yellow textured X-Men suit look. And then this is a real tight fit, but it is a overlaying piece. There's a studded belt that goes around her waist. And then from the waist down, it's the standard teen body from the Marvel Legends. So the rest of it on the bottom is pretty much done in black. You get the yellow X-Men stripe going down into the legs. But from there, it's all simple. It's all comic book looking in the sense that it's just like a vacuum form suit. And I don't know if these boots are new, but I'd have to imagine this is just a reuse. In the movie, this is a bit more like pants, but obviously for this figure, it's not that important if it's just a black suit. And the unique sculpt that we do get for the upper torso and the head does look really good. So overall for Negasonic Teenage Warhead, it's a surprisingly good figure. There's details here that they didn't necessarily have to do, but they went all out and they delivered for this character. It's going to look good with the other Deadpool 2 figures. For articulation, you get a ball joint and a hinge at the head. With that, she looks all the way back and pretty far down as well. You get all sorts of swivel action going on. You get the torso ball joint that's going back that much and forward, not really that much. The shoulders are on hinges and swivels, but the hinges are kind of weird feeling, and it doesn't seem like the arms want to go down past this much. You also do get a single jointed elbow that goes about 90 degrees, and you do get a hinge and swivel in the hands. Of course, nothing at the waist, this being the female body. You do get a 45-degree split. You get an upper thigh cut. double jointed knee is a little gummy. Then you get the upper boot cut, and then the hinge and the ankle rocker at the boot. And overall, that's going to do it for Negasonic, so now we'll go ahead and do my favorite part. Let's do some comparisons. We'll throw in the Miles Morales Venomized figure that we just took a look at, along with the Ghost Spider Venomized figure. And you can see that the Negasonic does share parts with the Gwen figure. It's that slimmer, athletic body that they use for the younger characters for these Marvel Legends female figures. And then for some X-Men characters, here's the Days of Future Past Magneto and the Origins Wolverine. Appropriately, she's a lot smaller than these two. And then for some more Deadpool 2 action, here she is with Cable from Deadpool 2, who we took a look at on the channel, as well as the Deadpool 2 Domino figure. And overall, that's going to do it for Negasonic, so now let's go ahead and get to the main event, and let's take a look at Deadpool. And here's Deadpool out of the packaging, and he comes with most of the accessories in the set. He's got a lot in the way of alternate hands, so we'll start out with these fisted hands that have unpainted gauntlets on the front. Then we do get some sword-holding hands with painted gauntlets. We get some trigger-fingered hands again with the painted silver gauntlets. And then we do get some opened-up, splayed-out hands. And then for those open hands, he can hold his unicorn stuffed animal accessory. Obviously, with the trigger fingers, he can hold his two pistols. They're a bit cartoony looking, they don't really match the movie. And then also the holding hands can be used for his two katanas. But also on the figure, we'll go ahead and take a look at him. You can see those katanas go on the back. And then these are some Desert Eagles, some more realistic guns. They're actually stuck in the figure, but I've seen plenty of people online heat this up, and they're actually separate pieces you can pull out. For me, I don't care enough to do that. The pistols look fine there. I'll probably be displaying them with swords. If you're someone who's willing to heat up your figure, pull out some parts, you can get these pistols out. And I almost forgot about the knife here as well, because I had it sheathed on his leg. But that also can be held with these gripping hands, and you can see how that looks right here. But getting a look at the Deadpool, he's an entirely original sculpt, straight out of the Ryan Reynolds movie. And because he doesn't have like a Ryan Reynolds face sculpt or anything like that, you don't really have to worry about shoddy likenesses. This, like I said, is ripped straight from the screen, and we just get a really impressive looking Marvel Legends figure. So over at the head sculpt, it's that perfect shape from the movie, and then all over the suit you're going to notice this texture. Once you get it in hand, you get it under these lights, you're going to really appreciate the suit texture here. And then even on these black parts, the plastic that they chose isn't too shiny, so it does come off like it is like a suit texture, which is really nice. There's not the same mesh look that the red parts have, so it really does create a nice contrast between the two. But the Deadpool movie suit is really ripped straight out of the comics. It was very faithful. I guess they wanted to right the wrongs of Origins Wolverine. And by the way, I still want an Origins Wolverine Deadpool figure, but obviously this is the iconic version of Deadpool to get in figure form. So yeah, the head sculpt's good. The eyes are painted well, as well as the black around them. You even get the little point here that his mask creates. And then for the piece around his neck, that's a separate floating piece, but it's in there secure. On the back, you can see the sheaths for his katanas. They fit in very well. This whole piece here is a separate rubber piece for the strap, the belt, and the harness. It's all the same. The torso, like I said, it's got the red textured suit look, and then the kind of leather look to these black parts on the shoulders and on the outer side of the body. You're also getting some silver paint on these buckles on the suit, and there's really just a lot of sculpted detail, even on the arms. You get the black straps going around, and then also the wrists. It's supposed to look like the extension of the gloves. Maybe not the cleanest paint there, but really not a big deal. On the back, you can see the Rob Liefeld style pouches on the back, and then you see a little bit more on the legs. But not to skip ahead, you can see the rest of the upper legs here. You got all sorts of harnesses, the holsters for these Desert Eagles. The black continuation of the suit goes down to the legs, and then even here the knee pads. It's a very armored look. That's probably the biggest update I guess they did to the Deadpool suit, is that obviously in the original comics it was a skin-tight suit, but here it's a bit more like an armor suit, or at least like a Kevlar or something like that. But you can see you get like knee pads, you get some, I want to call them kick pads, but that would really be a wrestling term, but you can see the boots going over here. You get this kind of black piping design around these boots. Another harness where this knife holster is, and then down at the boots, they're done in black, and you get some red paint details over them. So I could go ahead all day and describe the details here, but what you see is what you get, a perfect representation of Marvel Legends for the Deadpool 2 movie. Now to go over articulation, you don't get a hinge here, which I don't understand why some figures get hinges and some don't. So for that, he's just got the ball joint. He's going to look up that much and look down that much. He does get some tilt. It looks like the neck might be on its own articulation. It's kind of hard to tell. It doesn't really add too much to the figure, but there's definitely like a separate piece going on there. The torso only goes back so much because of all this harness action, and crunching forward, it's not really that hindered. You can crunch forward pretty well. He's got a butterfly shoulder that's very well hidden by the black parts of the suit. For the shoulder, it's a hinge and a swivel. You get the upper bicep cut. Very good double jointed elbow, and then a hinge and swivel at the wrist. The waist swivel is clicky, and it's hidden by the belt here. You get a very good split. You do get an upper thigh cut. Double jointed knee is very good. Surprisingly, no cut at the boot. but then you do get the hinge and the ankle rocker at the feet. But that's going to do it for Deadpool, so now we're going to go ahead and do some more comparisons. So here he is with some comic book Deadpools. We got the X-Force version and the Boxers version, and the heights are actually fairly consistent here. The movie one's a little bit shorter, but I think the heights are all pretty skewed with these in comparison to the actual actors. If anything, I think this figure should be a little bit shorter, but it's no big deal. Then we'll bring in some of his frenemies, I guess you could say. We got the Hugh Jackman Wolverine and the Josh Brolin Cable. And then for the ladies of Deadpool 2, we'll bring back the Negasonic that comes with him, and as well as the Zazie Beetz Domino. But that's going to do it for the Deadpool and Negasonic 2-pack, and how could you go wrong with these two, especially Deadpool? This is big because it's really the first rated R figure that we're getting from the Marvel Legends line. And then obviously that coincides with the Logan and Xavier 2-pack. I'm still waiting on that shipping from Hasbro Pulse. I did buy premium and everything like that, but still no shipping on that Logan set. But for now, this and the other X-Men Anniversary figures are going to have to hold me over until I get that Logan set, as well as the Hellfire Club I have on the way. So if you like that, Marvel Legends, any other kind of action figure reviews, we've been doing a whole bunch on the channel. You can check out the library so far. I'm going to be posting some action figure photography of these two and a bunch of other figures over at Instagram, scoopn_5000. But let me know in the comments what you think of these two figures. Are you excited as I am about this Deadpool figure? And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next action figure review.